Welcome to another enthralling edition of the Breakpoint Show, where you have free access to all things tennis in Mzansi. Let's check out what has been hot and happening on and off the court this month. The fourth edition of the Tennis South Africa Beach Tennis Nationals took place at Club View Tennis Club in Centurion. The tournament saw over 50 players battling it out for top honours across 5 categories, namely the men's doubles, women's doubles, mixed doubles, and junior boys and girls doubles. South Africa's leading beach tennis players, Kayla Yelverton and Letitia Lawrence from Tshwane, took on Tamara Peters and Celeste Riddick in the women's final. The duo needed 32 minutes to take down their opponents 6-1, 6-1 to lift the women's double trophy.
I think it was a really good match. We knew from the beginning that we had to be extremely competitive. We couldn't take our foot off the accelerator because our opponents are also experienced beach tennis players. So it was very important to us to be really focused, and I think that really helped us. We kept the unforced errors really low, and I think that's what got us the win at the end of the day.
We made a lot of balls and we didn't make a lot of mistakes, which was important, but we also played our games and yeah.
The men's final saw Ryan Brookshaw and his partner Reynard Steenkamp claim victory over Lionel Gerard and Neil Hendricks in 2 sets to be crowned the TSA Beach Tennis Champions. Mokhumutsi Khobela and Kotshepile Ntlatleng from Hammanskraal won the girls' under-18 junior title. Meanwhile, Tebang Tlhahla and Eric Matiane clinched the boys' under-18 trophy.
It was a tough match. The first set was a bit, we played well, and the second set they did a massive comeback, but we pulled through in the end, played the clutch points well.
No, I agree. We started out of the block so well, we hardly missed, and they came back a little, and it always happens like that. This sport of beach tennis, things go up and down, there's lots of momentum twists, so you've got to just hold true to your game and hope that you come out, and that's what happens, so we're thankful.
Winners of the national flagship beach tennis event will be invited to be part of the 2022 TSA Beach Tennis National Squad and will be eligible for selection in order to represent South Africa at the 2022 Beach Tennis World Championships in Brazil later on this year.
Compared to the rest, compared to the top countries, we're obviously behind, but there's other countries that we've caught up to, and so I say we're in the mix, we're in the middle, spectrum of things, but it'd be great to get the sport growing a little bit and get more people into it. But that also takes time. We know it's a new sport, it's something different that people don't know about, and sometimes it just takes a little time to grow, so we'll see what happens.
The BNP Paribas RCS Rising Star Tennis Activation recently took place in Malelane, Mpumalanga. The program continues to grow the sport of tennis through grassroots development, taking the game to the youth around the country, including disadvantaged communities.
The event comes back after a very successful second year, and this year is even bigger and better. So we are targeting over 1,200 schools. That is primary schools, high schools, and wheelchair tennis combined. And I think the idea really is very simple and what we're trying to achieve from a Rising Star Tennis program.
When we originally started planning this thing, it wasn't so big, and then the involvement from the schools and the community around Malelane was just so amazing, and the generosity regarding the companies around Malelane.
We just want to give as many competitive opportunities to the kids at the grassroots level as possible. We're trying to actually find the best schools teams, girls and boys, at the primary, high school and at the wheelchair tennis categories.
3 beneficiaries of the BNP Paribas Coaches Mentorship Program also conducted a coaching clinic imparting the wide range of skills that they have gained from the inclusion in the program.
Our intention is to actually have a footprint in all the 17 municipalities in the province, and so I am working on that project to make sure that we also recruit other coaches, and now that we know that there'll be other coaches who will be coming through as part of the BNP Paribas mentorship program. It really assists us to actually, to make sure that the footprint is there.
This mentorship program can help me progress in life, and which it did. Now I'm here, you see I'm coaching and I'm doing very well, and it's helpful in terms of your confidence and to help the young kids in the community to let them be part of this.
We believe that the kids are going to get something out of it, definitely. Even though we do much of the drills in day to day, but you definitely need someone else from outside to come and show you one or two things. Then I believe they will benefit a lot. I hope they will get few equipments. I don't know if that's the case, but those are the things I'm looking for, that the kids will benefit.
It's amazing to see how involved they are and the amount of kids. It's more than we anticipated.
It looks like a very good day for the kids. I mean, they've never been in a court with so many nets at a time and so much balls. I believe that it will give them an idea of what is tennis, and then hopefully they will then start taking themselves seriously and the sport seriously.
Tennis equipment, including rackets, balls and mini tennis nets, were donated to the participating schools in order to help them gear up for the nationwide BNP Paribas RCS Rising Star Tennis campaign.
So the objectives of the tennis activations that we are hosting in key parts of South Africa is to mobilize players. So we realize that there are many players who have shown interest in the tournament. So we're trying to give them support, obviously through the equipment, and just getting them some match time on court with coaches so they can prepare in time for the Rising Star Tennis program.
Out of these group of kids, I definitely hope to see more than 4, 5, 6 teams entering the tournament. And then hopefully the younger kids that are here, for them to play in 2 years' time to also compete in that tournament. And even the older kids of 13-year-old, for them to go up next year, we're having the secondary school event as well. So for them to keep on playing into that event as well, and not just in the primary part of the tournament.
We're hoping we can actually produce a champion from the very same from Ngomazi, to be specific. And so there is an extensive support that we keep providing support to these communities through our partnership with BNP Paribas and RCS. So we have recently built a tennis court in Davidton, in Gauteng. So we're hoping with that little support and more partnerships on board, we can be able to provide additional support and adequate coaching to these players, especially in outlying communities.
This program is catapulting grassroots tennis in schools into the spotlight and opening up the sport to the next generation of players, creating a new sporting legacy in the country. Let's take a quick ad break. We'll be back with more of your tennis updates. Welcome back. You're still watching Breakpoint. Gauteng North Tennis Association played host to this year's J4 Pretoria. The tournament took place in the city of Tshwane over a period of 5 days. For the first time, the junior tournament attracted players from different countries in the African continent as well as in Europe.
Yeah, this is a great experience for the guys to get a feel of international tennis. Normally when they play in their own countries, they just play against the same players the whole time. Now they get to play guys from Europe and from America and all over, different game styles, different mental approaches to the game and that, so they learn quite a lot. And that is the main thing, apart from the international points that you get for the world junior ranking, you pick up valuable experience to see how other players around the world, how they conduct themselves on the court.
I think the quick change straight away, it's different courts. We play indoors quite a bit back home. We do play outdoors when the weather is good. He's got to get used to it really quickly. I thought he did that well. Also, obviously the travelling, it's an 11-hour, 10-hour trip to get here, and he had to deal with that quite quickly. So yeah, I thought he did very well, and we've had a fantastic week.
Yeah, the important thing is nowadays, obviously it's very expensive. So to travel overseas is costing the parents an arm and a leg. And when we have these kind of tournaments in our backyard, it helps us. The local conditions help us because those guys have to come play here. Like this week in Pretoria is high altitude, and the overseas players are not used to playing at high altitude. So it makes it a lot faster. and our guys are used to it, so we've got a bit of an advantage as far as that is concerned.
The number 1 seed from neighbouring Botswana, Denzel Siezo, took on South African Ruhan Lopsa in the boys' final. This saw the number 1 seed, Siezo, beat the South African in 2 sets to 1.
It's very important to me to get my junior ranking up so that I can be able to get a college, a good college, and be look for that sort of thing, UTR junior ranking, and also just to develop my level to try and go professional as well. I think it's been my best year so far. I made a semi-final in Poch, I won in Botswana. So yeah, I've been improving as the tournaments have been going, so I'm happy.
The girls' number 1 seed, Heike Janse van Vuren, didn't disappoint by thrashing her Madagascan counterpart in straight sets to claim the J4 Pretoria title.
Final was great. I played really well. It's the first time that I played this well, and just face the girl. I think juniors it's great. It helps you compete, helps you face your fears, and it makes you ready for the bigger things ahead.
Daniel Crowe and Francois van Wyk won the boys' double trophy, defeating Valentino Saronio and Christoph Coffey.
No, it was a big win. I mean, it's a J4 title. It's only the second one I've won. It's his first one. So it's quite a big tournament. It also tied us with a couple of the other guys who've won 3 doubles tournaments. So it was big for us, and it helps our ranking quite a bit. The title will push us up probably about 150 places in the ITF ranking.
In the girls' doubles, Erin and Marilee from the UK overcame Madagascar duo Harina and Andraina.
It was quite good. We trained with the JL Academy a week beforehand so that we got used to the surface, because the altitude is quite a big difference in England.
The change in altitude was really big, so the courts are so much faster here than the UK, and we struggled to breathe and stuff.
This was a great experience for local young players to measure themselves against their international counterparts and pick up points while they're at it. The J4 Pretoria was followed by an ITF Grade 5 Junior event held at the Tux Tennis Club, University of Pretoria. The J5 Pretoria saw a lot of Mzansi's junior players rise to the occasion.
So it's been very interesting. It's been a fantastic week for us. Like I mentioned, we're closing off the first J5 today with the finals being played at the moment. It's been great. We've had a few international players that's been visiting. That's obviously a spillover from last week at the J4. We've got some new entries for next week. A few other players that would obviously we will see in the qualifiers. So it's been a fantastic week.
Yarona Marule enjoyed a double delight defeating Daniel Crowe to lift his first ITF Junior Singles Trophy and partnering with Gareth Egerson to win the doubles.
I actually found the J5 a bit tougher than the Grade 4, although there was more players in the Grade 4 than the Grade 5. But I found it much tougher because now we had to move venues, and it was quite tough to adapt to this new surface, and also the ball change, as they also changed the balls a bit. So it's been tough, but it's good at the same time because it teaches you, how to adapt quickly into the whatever. So it's been good. It's been really good, this Grade 5 for me. Nerves. It was nerves. I could also see with my opponent, Daniel Crowe, he also was getting a bit nervous. I went up first set, and then he came back to win the set, and then I quickly came in and took the second set, and then third set I went up by far, and then he came back quite close, and then it was all nerves, but then I was able to pull it through. So it was tough because we both wanted it. They wanted the trophy and the title badly, but I'm grateful that I pulled it through, and here I am now.
In the girls' event, Madagascar's Michusi Andriana defeated Marilee Roth of Britain to win the girls' singles title.
I was just mentally ready for anything, and it was cold, and at the beginning I couldn't feel my hand, but I managed to just play and find a way. I think it was a really good finals because we both fought and give everything on the court, and I'm happy because I won.
The two matches going on here at the moment, I haven't seen much through the week, but especially here, the first court, a nice standard. I like the way what I'm seeing out there. I think there's potential there and some talent there that can definitely be developed into a higher level. And exactly, again, that's what they need. And, you know, coming from last week to this week to next week again, you know, the guys just keeps improving. You know, the more you have, the more you're going to improve.
Tennis is on an upward trajectory in South Africa, especially with all the players matching up boldly against the best in the world and winning major finals. Let's take a quick ad break. We'll be back with more of your tennis updates. Welcome back. You're still watching Breakpoint.
Igama lami Abraham Makathulela, igama le-team Abraham Makathulela Tennis Academy yase-Mamelodi West, eTshwane.
Abraham Makathulela started his tennis academy in Mamelodi in 2021 after his two sons started playing tennis and they fell in love with the sport. He decided to learn more about the sport and started the Abraham Makathulela Tennis Academy to coach the young players in his community and to revive the spirit of tennis amongst the youth. The academy currently has 40 players.
The idea tennis iqale last year September when nabantwana bayithu babafana abantwana bami babayithu babone abomakhelwane badlala tennis. By then I fell in love with tennis, so I had to ngenze research nge-tennis ngoba mina ngisumuntu angikhulelanga e-tennis. So one of the friends bengisebenza nabo ku-retail sa-check-a ukuthi bubani abantu abangasinceda through labantwana bami abayithu njengoba bathanda i-tennis. Kula ngimite khona abantu via social media abasincedile la sikhona kunamhlanje ngenxa yabo, which is kwazile ukuhlangana ne-tennis lab ekwazile ukusinceda kuyonke ku-process yonke, how to train abantwana ukwenza yonke into. So as siqale nabantwana, some yabangani balabantwana bami fell in love with tennis, so babuya sadlala baloku bajoyina kancane from ebantwaneni bami abayithu currently lamanje lasikhona from September until manje lasikhona. Currently abantwana be-team abajoyinile by 42, and then sine program esiqalile ne-tennis lab kuze kuthi ne-academy kwazi ukukhula due to ama-player. So sihambile sacela ikolo, sesiney'kolo ezi-3 esibhizi nazo sifundisa abantwana itennis kanjalo sikwazi ukubuyisa itennis eMamelodi. Itennis la eMamelodi angeke ngithi ifana nezinye izindawo ngoba itennis la eMamelodi ayisadlalwa kakhulu, so asibona ukuthi okay amakhota asesekhona, yes amanye awasi endaweni right ukuthi singadlala, but at least abantwana abancane banothando wetennis. So but njengoba lokho sinako asisebenze ngawo manje, and then kuyaphambili sizabona ukuthi sithola ini sinceda kanjani, and then siqhubekele phambili nabantwana ngoba manje yikho lezi 3, and then it's like abantwana angakubizela bona boma orange ball, purple ball, it's like i-database is like 120 abantwana different schools. Parting secondary school, Mrakoma primary school, Mthunzini primary school. So into i-challenge esinayo we-Abraham Makathulela Tennis Academy ne-tennis lab inkinga ye-equipment, izinto zokudlala abantwana. Ngifuna ukubona laba bantwana in 10 years time as kuma age group angafani. In 10 years time, at least from 10 years to 15 years, ngifuna ukuthi sibona laba bantwana abacompete, ngifuna ukubona laba bantwana bathola ama-opportunities through i-tennis. Bakhulisa iMamelodi, bakhulisa iGauteng, bakhulisa iSouth Africa. Sifuna ukubona abantwana laba baya overseas bayocompete.
The wish of the Abraham Makathulela Tennis Academy is to one day produce a Grand Slam title holder that they can boast from their area. So plowing back into the tennis community in Mamelodi can only see more potential players rising from this area. In an exciting step forward for the sport, Tennis South Africa announced this week that they will host 3 high-profile junior international tournaments in July and in August, including the first ever ITF Grade 1 event. The junior series will open with an ITF Grade 2 tournament at the Hero Hillcrest in Durban, followed by an ITF Grade 1 event at the same venue, with both competitions made possible with the support of Hero Holdings. The third and final tournament of the series will be the Samai Junior Open, an elite ITF Grade A event to be held at the Tuks Tennis University of Pretoria. And just like that, we've reached the end of the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, you too can be part of the show. If you want to be featured in our next episode of The Breakpoint Show, simply share your photos and your videos of your tennis program using the hashtag Breakpoint Show and tag us on all social media platforms. On Twitter, we are at TennisSA. On Facebook, it's Tennis South Africa. Or simply go on to Instagram, it's tennis_SA. Until next month, keep on watching, supporting, and playing phenomenal tennis.
I'm Carol Shabalala and I'm a proud BNP Paribas RCS Rising Star Tennis Ambassador. Now, really excited about this competition because it is back this time around and it's even bigger and better. Now, in year 2 of the competition last year, we reached almost 800 schools. This time around, we want to reach even more. This is a nationwide tennis team competition that everyone is so excited about. Our target this time around is to reach about 1,000 schools, which includes primary schools, high schools, and wheelchair tennis teams as well. Now, if you would just love to play tennis or you want to compete to become a champion in 2022, then it's very easy. Just speak to your sports coordinator or your tennis coach to enter via the Tennis South Africa website, www.tennissa.co.za. Looking forward to this year's initiative, the BNP Paribas RCS Rising Star Tennis Initiative, which is going to be bigger and better. We wish you the best of luck. Yes.